Hello friends, welcome back to another video. It is Friday for me. Friday, February something. February 7th. Yesterday was Paisley's birthday. I'm letting my dogs outside. We have workers here working on the washer and dryer, moving everything. There's been a new development, so I will show you that. Right now, you don't need to bark, okay? Zoomed in, so let me get them their little treats first. Alright, so yeah, I'll tell you about the changes, but you can see we have a huge hole in the floor. Oh, and they've already done that. Those are the pipes for the washing machine. So probably, hopefully, my next video will be my laundry room start to finish. But we do have a new development. Basically, we had them come over and, you know, we were going over everything, and then the guy was like, you know, I really want to just move both of them over. And we went back and forth because, of course, it is going to be more costly because like I was saying, we had the dryer's a $220 and the washer's a $110. Marion could do that, but we have to get an electrician to do the $220. Also, they have to cut a hole in the wall. But I left it up to Marion. They discussed it. We decided we're moving both washer and dryer to this wall. So I think in the end, I'm actually going to be way happier with it. It just means that our plans, we'd already finished the floor. We bought all the supplies for the layout of the other way. So there's things we have to take back and some other things we have to pick up. But it's still going to be amazing. I think it's going to be better than I thought. So make sure that you look for that video because it's coming. We still have a lot of work to do. But of course, this was the first big step, was to get them to come move everything, and then we can do the fun stuff. So that is an update on that. Be looking for that video. In case you only see two dogs, we're missing one dog today. Aren't we missing your sister? Technically not his sister, but Buttercup is at Doggy daycare. It's her first day. I figured it's a good day because we got a house full of workers and she's having to be up. These dogs too, they're at lunch right now. So these dogs have been with me in my room. She's been back there and she has not liked it. So I called them. I said, can y'all fit her in? She's like, yes. So we brought her over. It's her first day. So she was very nervous and she immediately jumped over their half door that they put her behind. So I was like, call me if she's a troublemaker. She's just very young and energetic and she was nervous. So they said it's probably going to take a few times for her to get used to it. But I think she's going to have so much more fun there running around with dogs than being cooped up in a room today. And yeah, we'll want to try to do it maybe a couple times a week. So that's where Buttercup is right now. Hopefully they don't call me and make me pick her up early because she's being a troublemaker. But you know, they're professionals. They know what they're doing. So I apologize for this glare on my glasses, but I cannot read without them. So I have to keep them on. It's always a struggle because even if you use a ring light, you get the reflection on your glasses, but you can't see without them. First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the love in the last video that you showed to Madison. You went over to her channel and you subscribed and you watched her videos and you left comments. And I am just so grateful. Y'all are amazing. I knew my subscribers, my viewers were the best, and you just proved it. And she is feeling all the love, and it's just really lifted her up and made her feel just like she really is excited and wants to do this. And she's constantly sending, in fact, she just texted me, sending me messages asking for advice and things like what she should do, or like telling me what she's filming, and she's excited. And so I'm just so excited for her. But I wanted to go ahead and do my Q&A that I asked you all in the last video if there was any questions. I got a lot of questions, so I thought I wrote them all down so that it would be like a more streamlined process, so I don't have to, you know, reread every question on here. So I kind of tried to group them together, and I'm going to talk kind of quick just because I don't want this video to be an hour long and 45 minutes of it is me talking. So let me read her messages real quick and then we'll start. She's the sweetest. She's coming into town today and I'm so excited because tomorrow's Paisley's big second birthday party, and so she and Jordan are driving up. Are you crooked? I can't tell if you're crooked. I think you are. I don't know. Anyway, she's going to come. She'll be here in a couple hours, and we have cookies to decorate. I'm going to show those to you. We're making sugar cookies for Paisley's birthday party, and I think she wants to go shopping for wrapping paper and stuff like that. And she's like, and I just want to spend time with you. She's the sweetest. So anyway, I'll share that in this video. I figure I'll do a Q&A. Tomorrow is the party, so I'll share a few clips of that and you know, updates on the laundry room. I'm going to do a grocery haul. So kind of a little bit of everything. But let's start with the Q&A. Thank you so much for all the questions. I know a lot of you have been here for a long time and you already know the answers to these. And I'll put a timestamp on the bottom of the screen if you want to jump to the rest of the vlog. If you've already heard all this, you don't want to hear it again. I'm going to start with one of the most asked questions was about my mom. Why did she move in with me? What are her plans? I had somebody ask me what her name is when she was diagnosed with MS. Her name is Nancy. She was diagnosed with MS. I think she told me she was 46, but she has had it since she was 21. Right around the time she had me is when they think that she developed it, I guess. So she's 72, just turned 72. She's had it for 50 years. And she, someone was saying your daughter was diagnosed with something and you were just looking to see, like, you know, just encouragement for her. And yeah, my mom has had it for 50 years and she's still able to walk, and obviously she has a disability and it slowed her down, but she's doing really good. So she, because she's disabled, everything is difficult for her. So, and she lived about 20 minutes away from us. So she moved in with us so that we could get her house on the market and get that sold. It sold incredibly fast. It sold in a day, basically. We had multiple offers, when we listed it, and it sold. And so the next phase of the plan is, I'm not ready to share yet because we are still working things out. It's a bunch of things, but I am filming a little video behind the scenes, or not a little video, I guess in the end I'm going to share the whole process. And so we're filming clips here and there. We'll put them into a video. We'll explain everything. And then I had a question about my dad. So I'm going to link 2 videos down below. Patrick, my brother, and I did some videos a couple years ago, and it was basically like his life story, his testimony. And we talked a lot about my dad, and he passed away when I was 10 and a half, or almost 11, but he left my mom when I was 4, so we didn't really grow up with him at all. And then he's been dead for 40 years this year. So there's a lot more information about our family in that video if you want to watch that. Also, Patrick's testimony about how we moved to Virginia, because we lived in Texas. We moved up here when he had his accident, and we stayed. And so there's all that is in there. It's a very long story, but the gist of it is he was going to Liberty University, he was involved in a car accident. He was not the driver. He had massive head trauma, and he was 21. He had to relearn how to walk and talk and everything, and he lives now with a TBI. And because of that, we all moved up here, and we ended up liking it and staying, and the rest is history. So here we are. But our dad died when we were younger, so he hasn't really been in our life. And then I had questions about, like, my siblings. Patrick is the oldest, and then me, and then I have twin sisters who are 13 months younger than me, and then I have a younger brother. So there was 5 of us in 5 years, and my mom was 19 when she had Patrick, 24 when she had Joe. So she was very young, had a lot going on, and then my dad left her. So she raised all of us on her own. Somebody asked about my younger brother. You said you don't see him or something. And yeah, Joe, and he's married, and he has 5 kids, and he lives about 45 minutes away. Both my sisters one lives in California, one lives in the Bahamas. So I see them when they come in town. But my brother, he's a dad and a husband, and he works hard. He's a hard worker. He's very involved in his church. He's very busy. I don't see him often, and he's been in a few of my videos, but not very many. If you watched Elena's wedding, he was in Madisyn's wedding, but he didn't make the video. But I do have a younger brother, and he's awesome. He's funny. He's just like Patrick, personality, looks just like him. How did I meet Marion, and our early days and our first date and all that? So Marion and I met when we moved up here. My younger brother Joe and I were living in an apartment, and Joe got a job working at the church, and Marion was his boss, and Marion was my age, and yeah, we just hit it off. And then a few months later we started dating, and our first date he asked me to go get pizza, so we went and got pizza at this cute little place, and then we were just talking and having a good time. He's like, do you want to go watch a movie? Because it was right next door. So we went and watched the movie The Client. That was a long time ago, and that was we met, got engaged, started dating, and got married all in 1995. So, well, I met him in 94, but we got married. Everything else 95. So Yeah, and we obviously, so he was married before. Somebody asked me, did his first wife die? And no, she did not. They were only married for a year and a half, but they did have Michael. So Michael is, I was an instant stepmom. But I've been in his life and raised him. We've all helped to raise him, but I've been there since he was 1. So he's 31 now. So obviously, a very big part of his life. And he's our oldest. And then our children are Elena, she's 27. Madisyn's 24 and Jackson's 16. So we have 4 kids, 1 grandbaby, Paisley, who is Michael's daughter. And somebody asked if she was my daughter's daughter, but she is Michael's daughter. So she's our first grandbaby. Everybody is obsessed with her. She brings so much joy. Every time I think of her, I just think of the joy that she brings to our family. She's just everything we dreamed of. I dreamt of grandbabies, and it's just so fun. And hopefully she's the first of many. I think she's going to be a really great oldest grandchild, because I could just see she has those qualities, and she is just precious. And she just turned 2 yesterday, so it's crazy. A lot of you asked me what does Marion do for a living, and he is a web developer, a senior web developer, I guess is his title. He basically, builds websites. He troubleshoots. He's really good at troubleshooting. His dream job would be to be a full-time woodworker. That is what he loves and does on the side, and we've prayed for a long time, for opportunities for him to do that, and maybe in the future. That is his true love, is woodworking. So, but he is really good at what he does. He's very, very technically. He's just a genius. He literally is a genius. And Jackson, some of you asked me about Jackson in college and all that, and Jackson is very much like, I joke about it because he is literally his clone in every way. It is so funny. It's like I cloned my husband, but he also is very into computers and technology, and their minds work the same way. So Jackson, we talk a lot about his future plans. He's a sophomore in high school, so he's got to really be thinking about what he wants to do and keeping his grades good and getting a good GPA in college or trade school or whatever. I've always told my kids from their whole life, I don't care what they do with their life, as far as a career, as long as it's morally right? Like, it didn't matter to me as long as they were happy and they're walking with the Lord. That is all I would care about, is their heart, their character, that they're walking with the Lord and that they're happy. Like, I want them to be happy. If they want to be an artist and make no money and whatever, I don't care, as long as they're happy. I did have a question about like what my kids do. So Elena, somebody said Madisyn's a cosmetologist. What does Elena do? She works for a social media company. She's using her degree that she got at Liberty, and she absolutely loves her job. She's amazing at it. She has the best boss, the best company. Some of you asked about Jackson. Is he driving? Is he gonna be driving soon? So he's 16, and he's our 4th. So we've done this 3 times already. And when I was growing up, my mom had a rule that we were not allowed to drive till we were 18. And so when I had kids, I really tried to figure out what did I want to do with them. And I just personally, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, I don't think 15-year-olds should be on the road. 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and it also depends on their maturity and are they responsible. Like, those are all requirements before they are allowed to drive, and that's a privilege to be able to drive. 17 is when I started thinking about, okay, are they mature, are they responsible, do I feel like they have the reflexes and the responsibility, So Jackson is going to be 17 this year, and we're definitely probably going to later on this year he's already taken driver's ed at school. So there's a few other things he'll need to do before he gets his permit, but he's definitely wanting to. Then how did Madisyn and Jordan meet? They met through church. They were, it was like a young adults group, and she was actually with someone else, interested in somebody else, a lot of different avenues that brought them together. They were friends for a whole year, a solid year, just like building a friendship. Had no idea they were going to start dating, and then they dated for like a year and something, and then they got married, and they're so happy. And I had some questions about my faith, how my faith keeps me steady when I started living for the Lord. I got saved when I was 7. I grew up in a Christian home. I've known the Lord all my life. But when I became an adult, I would say that's when I sort of, I don't know, fell in love with Jesus in a different kind of way yeah, it's my whole life I've known him, but as I'm 50 years old, and as you've spent your life walking with Jesus, you just grow and learn so much as you go, and you just fall deeper in love with him, and you're just so much more grateful for everything and what he did and what he's doing, and you get excited about heaven, and just, yeah, basically, how does it keep me steady? It's literally like the air that I breathe. Like, I don't exist apart from Jesus. I don't exist apart from my faith. So it's just everything. It's literally everything. And it incorporates every area of my life, and every single time I have any problem at all, I immediately talk to God about it, and ask him for peace, ask him for wisdom, ask him for guidance. And then when there's something good happening, I'm immediately grateful and tell him thank you. And just the times that I sit and think about how good he's been to me, it overwhelms me. He's everything. My faith is literally everything to me. Somebody said, what's the hardest thing I do or overcome? What's hard for me is I am, like, my personality is, I'm a worrier. It's just literally how I was raised. My favorite verse, Philippians 4:6 says, don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. Ask God for what you need and thank him for what he's done. It's literally that simple. So that is my verse that I live by, that I repeat to myself every day. Don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. So for me, the hardest thing, because I am such an absolute worrier, and I feel everything, letting, like, my children go out into the world, and like letting them be out of my hands is very difficult. But knowing that God is with them when I cannot be, and he's protecting them when I cannot be, it's been something I've had to learn, and still have to do it. But the more that he proves to me that he is trustworthy and he is always good, no matter what happens, he's always good, then I am better able to deal with that. But it's something I struggle with. I've always struggled with it, and I probably always will. So somebody asked me what happened to the rug in the living room. We took that up when my mom moved in, because we were already gonna take it up after Christmas. I was gonna get a new one, but with the dog being here and still learning how to house training and all that, we just decided to take it up. And when Mom and Buttercup move out, we'll get a new one. I already know which one I want. Hopefully it's still going to be available when I want it, but I'm excited to get a new rug in there. So somebody asked, how did Marion move to Virginia? So he was born in Alabama, but he was living in Florida at the time, and then he moved to Illinois and moved here to Virginia when he was 10, because his dad got a job working at Liberty, and that was how they moved here. Have I ever used a kettle? I have not. I don't drink coffee or tea. I don't really like hot drinks except hot chocolate every now and then. So I've never used a kettle. Where would Marion and I go if we could go anywhere in the world? Marion does not like to fly. He does fly, but he does not like to fly. But I personally would love to go to England. There's just so much rich history. I love European history. I would love to go there. I mean, there's so many places over in Europe that I'd love to go, but I guess I would just say Europe. It would be amazing. And Marion, he'd probably love to go to, like, Italy, I would say. He loves, yeah, we'd love to go over to Europe. That'd be so fun. What kind of dishcloths do I use? I just use microfiber. I get them at, like, Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx. I love them, love them. I used to use paper towels all the time, but I love my dishcloths. What hair products do I use? Right now I'm currently using Tresemme. I have super fine, super thin hair. I'm also on medication that thins my hair. So I'm always looking for something that will make it smooth and maybe a little bouncier. And so I'm currently using Tresemme, but I don't have any tried and true that I use. How did I quit eating sugar? So a couple years ago I lost 30 pounds because and somebody asked, did I have diabetes? I don't have diabetes. I don't have pre-diabetes. My A1C is always normal, but I was creeping. My fasting blood sugar was starting to creep up to the pre-diabetes level, and it just was an eye-opener for me. And so I started cutting back. I realized the amount of sugar I was intaking, and I have had like a sugar addiction. I mean, it's still a struggle. I want sugar. Like, it's, as soon as I'm done eating, I want sugar, but we've trained our bodies to want sugar, and it's in absolutely everything. So I just knew that if I cut back on the amount that I was eating, that was going to make a difference, and it did. I lost 30 pounds, and all my blood work was totally normal, and it improved, and my blood sugar is right where it should be. And I still enjoy sugar. I still enjoy dessert. I just don't have the amount that I used to. So I definitely still enjoy it. It's just about portion control. I think that for me is a big thing. Portion control. I can still have a piece of cake. Cake's my favorite dessert, I just can't have a massive piece, or I don't need 2 pieces, but I can have a small piece and I can enjoy it. And so somebody said, like, you didn't like sugar substitute. So I would say you can have sugar, just, don't have 6 cookies, have 1 cookie. Have 2 cookies. If you're used to having 6, cut back to 1 or 2 and just eat it slowly and savor it. And it really does give you the same kind of satisfaction. That's at least what worked for me. What I recommend my wireless vacuum. So I, in a previous video, told you I got a new vacuum. My old one I didn't really like. This one that I have is a Bissell. I'm liking it. So it's linked down below if you're interested. But yeah, I would definitely recommend a cordless for hard floors. I love my corded vacuum though for my rugs because I have pets, and it's nothing stronger than a corded vacuum in my opinion. But that cordless vacuum that I can take into all my rooms, into every closet and whatever, it's amazing, and I will never go back. Somebody said, I've been doing YouTube 7 years, do I plan to keep doing it? And that's up to God, I guess. He's the one that told me to do this, and if he ever tells me something different, then I'll do that. I don't know what the future holds, so all I can tell you about that is I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what God wants, but I enjoy it. I still want to do it now, so that's all I know is what's happening right now. Somebody said, where does Paisley go the days that I don't babysit her? She stays with family. She's always with family. So Danielle works from home some too, so she stays with her, or she stays with other families. So she doesn't ever have to go to daycare, which is a blessing for our family and also for them. They don't have to worry about that expense. And it's so good for her to get to develop relationships with all her family. Somebody said, what is my dream home? And what does it look like? And I would have to say that my house is my dream house, because for me, don't get me wrong, there are times like Christmas when my whole family's here when I dream of having a bigger space, and I would love more windows. But other than that, like, my house doesn't need to be big. Or somebody said something about would I want a bigger house or something like that. And the truth is, one time 13 years ago, when Jackson was real young, we were just like, we're busting at the seams. We need a bigger house. So we tried to sell our house and it didn't sell. And that was our sign that God, didn't want us to move. And so we stayed, and this house works for us. It's totally fine. It's 1,100 square feet upstairs, but we do have a full basement, almost full basement. And yeah, it's everything I need. It's everything I need. I would like to have more rooms sometimes, but 95% of the time it's just us, and it's perfect size. And yeah, it's older. I love older houses. I love like a craftsman style would be beautiful. And I've always loved staircases. I would love a house with like an intricate staircase that like goes like this. Oh, I just think they're beautiful. And so that would be like, but then the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't want a staircase, but I think they're beautiful to look at. What part of Virginia? Do we live in Central Virginia? What is my favorite worship song? That was a good question and a hard question. So I love Air One. I'll try to link it down below if I can. It's an app I have on my phone. It's the most beautiful worship music. I would encourage you to put it on in your vehicle. You can have some really great praise sessions going down the road. And also, if you have kids, they will hear that music and they will learn, not even realizing that they're learning it, and it'll infiltrate their hearts and their minds, and before you know it, they'll be singing along to these beautiful songs. And I just love it. I'd encourage you to do that. That's what we always did. My kids know when they get in my car, it's praise and worship music, and it's just so, it's literally like the perfect song will come on right when you needed it, and you're like, I'm listening. Okay, I'm listening. But probably two of my favorites. It's so hard to pick. But I love Hymn of Heaven and Echo Holy, and I'll link those down below too, because they're amazing, and if you've never heard them, you need to listen to them. They will move you. Best brand of tools. Oh, I need to ask Marion about this. What is the best brand of tools, and should he invest in it? You invest in a jigsaw? I'll ask him that. I'll get back to you. Would I ever move back to Texas? Definitely no. I'm up here for my life. Well, I'm up here until God tells me to go somewhere else, but I have no plans to move back to Texas. Where did my kids sleep when they all lived here? They slept in all the different rooms. I think Madison had 6 different rooms when she lived here. 3 places downstairs, and then the 2 bedrooms plus the pantry was a bedroom at one time. So they all had rooms. We just made it work. And we do have room in the basement, so they were different rooms at different times. And as one would move out, we'd have more room and we'd shuffle the kids around. If I could do or be anything, what would it be? And that's a tough one. I mean, I always wanted to be a wife and a mom, and I am, and I'm so blessed that I got to do that. And I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which somebody asked if I've ever worked outside the home, and I did work outside the home. I worked in a daycare. I worked at the hospital here for 13 years, actually. I worked in radiology and the emergency room. So, and I quit there the year that I wanted to get pregnant with Jackson. So I was full-time, and then I went to part-time, and then I stopped working. But I really wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. That was always what I wanted to do growing up, and I had actually started school to do that, and then I moved up here when Patrick had his wreck, and I never went back to school. I just got married and started my family, but that would be what I'd want to do. I always wanted to work with kids, and I really like the young kids, and so yeah, something with children. Somebody said Marion has a tattoo they noticed on his arm. Do I have one? Do I want any? I do not have any, and I do not want any. Personal preference, do not want any. And he actually gave himself that tattoo when he was a teenager. It's funny, it's just a blue cross, and yeah, he and his friend like did it. When did I start YouTube, or why did I start YouTube? And I have said in Q&As before, I started it as the beginning as a kind of like digital scrapbook. I wanted to keep to scrapbook memories because I was so into scrapbooking, and this was like a video form and vlogs. Just when I first discovered them, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. Like the first vlog I saw, I was like, that is what I want to do. And Marion was like, he went out and bought me a laptop, got me editing software like right away. He was fully supporting me, and here we are 7.5 years later, and I'm still doing it. And it's evolved over the years, definitely. It's become my job, and I realize now what a platform it is to share my faith, and I hear from people all the time just how they've needed to watch my videos, or it's helped them in a certain way, and I'm like, all right, well, that's why God called me to do this. So as long as he calls me to do it, that's why I'll do it. But that's why I started with scrapbook, and it is so fun to go back and look at all the memories over the years that we have. Like, I don't go back and watch cleaning videos, but I go back and watch like holiday vlogs and birthday parties, and yeah, that's really fun to watch. Somebody said, how many kids do I have and do they live close? I told you about my kids, and Madison does not live here in Virginia, but she lives in North Carolina, which is the next state over, and she's coming to visit today. So they don't live too far, but the rest of them obviously live here, but you know, we'll see how life unfolds, and hopefully they all will live close by. Besides my religion, what makes our marriage strong? So this is the last question. And I wanted to say a few things. First of all, you have to have trust. Like I completely trust my husband, and he completely trusts me. We've never given each other a reason not to trust each other. And we've been married 30 years this year, so you just learn to trust. And also, if you've never heard of the love and respect cycle, the number one thing that men need in a relationship is respect. And the number one thing that women need in a relationship is love. And that's just the way that God designed men and women. And so when a woman is feeling loved by her husband, then she in turn shows him respect. And when he's feeling respect from his wife, then he's in turn showing her love. And it may not even be something that you know you're doing. Showing your husband that you respect him, it builds him up, and then he's like, in return, he's feeling so great that about himself that he's loving you, and then your needs are being met, and it's a cycle. But when that cycle is broken and the woman isn't getting the love that she needs from her husband, she doesn't feel like respecting him, and when he's not getting the respect that he feels like he needs, he's not wanting to give her the love, and it can be a really ugly cycle that just keeps going and going. But if it can be stopped and corrected, and love and respect is super important. We've done Bible studies on it before. Also, there's 5 love languages, and you need to learn what is your spouse's love language. So they are quality time, giving or receiving gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, and physical touch. It can be different though in how I receive it and how I give it. So like, I could love to have quality time. That could make me feel loved from my husband. But I may, in the way that I show love to other people, may be giving gifts. So it doesn't always have to be the same one, but try and figure out, there's tests you can do online. Figure out what is your love language and what is your spouse's love language. And it may be the hardest thing for you to do is what they need. But when you learn how to do that, it's so great for your relationships. anyways, hope that you all found that informative. Hope that I know I've been talking for a long time, but we're going to jump back into the rest of the vlog now. This afternoon, Madison's coming. Like I said, we're going to decorate cookies. Jackson actually has a church retreat. He's going to be gone. We actually, this year they're doing it different. He's not going out of town, so we have to pick him up late each night and bring him back each morning. So, but I'll be doing that. I got to go pick Buttercup in a little while, and the workers are coming back, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cook dinner or if we might just grab takeout. Okay, so Marion's, I stole one of Paisley's cookies I'm making. He's right here. So someone asked me, what do you think is the best brand of tools, and would it be smart to invest in a jigsaw?
So the best brand of tools, hands down, is probably going to be DeWalt.
The workers are back. The dogs are going to bark.
Yes.
A Waltz?
DeWalt.
DeWalt.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you're going to invest in a jigsaw, I would go with the barrel grip jigsaw.
A barrel
grip
jigsaw. Sorry, the workers literally were coming to the door and we had to get the dogs out, but yeah, DeWalt, he says it's his favorite. Oh my goodness, it's going to be loud now. So I showed you this a while ago, but I did not realize, if this creeps you out, I'm sorry, but look, that goes all the way down where our basement goes. We have a crawl space, but we didn't realize that this is not crawl space. It's only from here over is crawl space, like a 2-foot crawl space. This is all they're tracking in, but we did not know that this was basement under here. Kind of crazy. Also, he did confirm that this is all structural and cannot be moved, so, which we knew. We're gonna go outside for a walk because the guys are in and out the back. And there's Madison. Ooh, here they go. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're back it's a few hours later. It's like 6:30. Buttercup is back from doggy daycare. She kind of like didn't really enjoy it. They put her in with like this little senior dog because the big dog scared her, and she'll just have to get used to it though. It'll be fine. She was barking really loud when I came to pick her up. But we just ate dinner. Do you see my laundry room behind me? They successfully moved the washer and the dryer, so now we can do all the other things. So in that video you'll see all the finishing touches, but it looks amazing. It looks so huge. I'll show you in a second. These are the cookies that I made last night. So Madison and I are going to decorate these for Paisley's party. She's having a bluey party with like rainbows and flowers. It's real like pastels, real girly. So I made 2s and then flowers, and then I'm going to attempt to make rainbows on those, but we'll see. But are you ready for this? First of all, my house is a disaster. There's stuff everywhere, but look at this. Look at my laundry room. It's so big. Of course, this is not going to all be open. We're going to have some stuff here, but right now I'm just like shocked. It's like my kitchen feels like it's twice the size. It's so crazy. We lived here for 21 years almost, and like, yeah, this is absolutely crazy. So when I was telling you in another video when we were taking everything out, or when we were ripping the closet out behind me, that there was different wallpaper. So this is the strawberry wallpaper. And then there was this wallpaper. And then under that was this wallpaper. So multiple layers of wallpaper, multiple layers of paint. But it's always fun to find hidden treasures. When we were doing things around the house yesterday, Marion had to cut the wall in behind the bathroom sink in the stairwell, and he found like, how many, like 50?
Well, I was saying closer to 100, but it was like a whole pack of old razor blades that got dumped behind the wall somehow.
And they had like a date on them, like 1950 something.
We looked them up.
Or they looked
1957.
Isn't that funny? Somebody must have dropped a whole pack of them in the wall. You just never know what you're going to find. Yeah, whenever you start taking things apart. It's so crazy that is like basement. Like there's a hidden room under here, like a whole room that goes like 8 feet down. We never knew that. All right, cookie decorating time. We're going to do the flowers pink and yellow, and then we're going to do the 2s purple and blue, and then we're going to do little rainbows on these when we're done. By the way, I'm collabing today with my daughter, Madison Marie. Her channel will be linked down below. And thankfully, she likes to decorate cookies with me. She's a big help. It's so fun, too. I always wanted to learn how to do royal icing and like open a cookie making business, but that should have been the answer to my Q&A today about what I would want to do. It would be party planning, and like, actually what I like more than party planning is making little treats like this. It's so fun to me. And I'm so excited to have lots of grandbabies to be able to have birthday parties and make cookies for them. It is Saturday, party day. Got the cookies ready. They turned out so cute. We got the gifts. Marion's got mom's out there. We're taking her with us. And Buttercup, this is what we do when we leave. Just because, you know, they get along, but we've actually never left them alone without adult supervision. So, you know, just to be safe, she's going to be in there and she's totally fine. She has her bed. She has food and water. She's good. She just sees her mama. Alright, we are in the car. Clearly it's very dark, but I forgot to pick up my camera when we went home. I went home and changed because it has gotten so cold and I don't want to be out in the freezing. I just felt like a hoodie would be warmer. But anyway, Marion and I are going to go out with Jordan and Madison. We're going to get some food and then go to a movie. So I am not going to be filming, but I'm going to pick up my camera tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday and I'm gonna grocery shop. Sorry for this lighting. So I'm gonna do like share with you a grocery haul before this video is out. We're just gonna go out and enjoy Madison and Jordan being in town, and then I'll catch back up with you tomorrow. Okay, y'all, it's the next afternoon. We went out last night. We had so much fun, and then we were about to walk out the door this morning for church, and Madison texted and said they were going to come to church with us and they want to go out to lunch. So that was so fun to get to spend so much time with them. But we did that, and now it's like 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. Jackson's been at a youth retreat all weekend, so we got him, we got lunch, came home. I did like some cleaning, threw some laundry in. Marion is working on like the wall behind where the washer and dryer used to be. I had to like sand it. He wants making it smooth, so because there was so many things like connected there. But since everything is now moved, he had to patch and sand, and he patched where the old dryer vent was, and there was pipes on the floor. He had to pull up tiles, and he's been like for 2 days putting this stuff on it. I don't know what stuff, but and then it has to dry, and then he puts more and it has to dry, and now he's sanding it so then he can lay the floor tiles back over that part, and then I can get started. But I have to do laundry today and tomorrow, so once I get all my laundry done, we can move the washer and dryer actually out of the laundry room. Then we can get in there and paint and put everything up that we want to put up, and it's going to be so fun. So I am going to run now to Walmart, Sam's, and Aldi. Probably I got to do all three of them. I really don't want to today because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and it's also, they're calling for a snowstorm on Tuesday, so it may be a little insane, but I'm just going to have to do it because they said that we could be potentially not stuck at home, but like Wednesday through Thursday could be kind of treacherous travel, so you obviously want to have like stuff that you need. So I'm going to grocery shop, so when I get back I'll give you a grocery haul because that's what I do. Alright, I am home. The stores were not that terrible. They were out of a lot of things, but I guess that's to be expected with Super Bowl. So anyway, my meal plan for the next 2 weeks, Marion's birthday is in the next 2 weeks, and also Valentine's Day, so I got a couple things for that. So we're gonna have, I actually carried over like so many meals because we had like leftovers, or we just made something simple, or we went out and grabbed something because like when the guys were here working, I couldn't use my kitchen, and yeah, so I have a lot to carry over. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 meals I actually carried over from last week, so you can go back and watch last week if you want to know what those were. But that's 6 meals, plus for Marion's birthday we're gonna have ribs and brisket and coleslaw, beans, chocolate pie from Sam's, his favorite French silk pie. I'll show you all that. We're gonna also have Valentine's Day. I think we're just gonna have pizza. I'm gonna make it easy on myself, maybe like cheese sticks or garlic bread with it. I don't know yet, but at least pizza. I grabbed a pizza at Aldi. It was only $5.99 on sale, so that was a good deal. Oh, and then there's another meal I carried over. Actually, a couple more. And then we're going to have meatloaf one night. We're going to have baked ziti. And then the rest is all like breakfast, cheesesteak, barbecue chicken, Big Mac tacos. A lot of meals carried over. The last 2 weeks I did not cook like I had planned. So hopefully we'll get all these meals cooked this week, and we won't be eating out and stuff now that my house is absolute chaos right now. Marion and Jackson are working in the laundry room. Patrick and my mom are in there. It's a mess. I had to strip my couch because Oliver started throwing up last night all over my couch, and I just decided to take all the seat cushions and put them in the wash, so I need to put those in the dryer. Need to get the laundry done so that I can finish my laundry room. It is just chaos. Okay, so I got waters at Walmart and some bubbly. We finally used up all the, well, we still have one thing of water downstairs, but I'm keeping an extra one from the wedding. We were still using up water. Got some Honey Nut Cheerios and some dog food. I just got this time just because it was on sale. And then the cat food, and then the dog food I got, I'll show you over there on the counter. These are just the extra, but I'll show you what I got. And Aldi, I got a bunch of Jackson's drinks, some coffee, some purple grapes. They didn't have the organic beef I like again, so I grabbed that one. Some mozzarella cheese and Mexican cheese for just quesadillas. I like to have those a lot. This is what I got for Marion's birthday, because Jackson really loves ribs and Marion. But at Sam's it's a better deal, and I didn't realize until I bought it. So it was $18 for 3 pounds at Aldi, and it was $14 at Sam's. Got some chips, and then this was the pizza on sale for $5.99. And these are huge, so that was a good deal. And then over here is my Sam's. This is Marion's favorite French silk pie. They used to make them like maybe 8-inch, and they were like $8, but now they only make these 12-inch, and they're $15, so we never buy them. But it's his birthday, so we've been saying for your birthday we'll get one of those. I haven't seen this before, but it looks really good, and it's big too. It's like a big thing of it. It is 2 pounds, and it looks, to me it looks like Chick-fil-A. So I'm gonna, we'll see if this is any good. It was like $13. And then I went ahead and got this also to have on Marion's birthday. These are pretty expensive. It was like $25, but it's really delicious. We have this every Christmas, and so yeah, we'll have that with the ribs. And also got him his noodles, and then I got these for me. I've been wanting these for, I see them all the time, and thought I'd try them because for a snack it's less, you know, bad for you. I think the dark chocolate and the almonds, we'll see if they're any good. I may, you know, come to think of it, I may have had them before, I'm not sure. But that's what I got from Sam's. And then Walmart, we got some tomatoes, bananas, romaine lettuce, some apples. Another one of these coleslaw kits comes with the dressing and everything. You just mix it up. I got some lunch meat and some Italian sausage. That's for the ZD, baked ZT. I got more of these because I just think they are so good in the air fryer. They're just like my new favorite fries in the air fryer. Got some noodles, 2 of these crunchy raisin bran. Marion likes that. 2 egg noodles and some fig bars. I like these. I usually get the name brand, but I like these cheap ones for certain things like wraps and quesadillas. So I got some of those. And anytime I can find the fruit punch Crystal Light, I grab it because they're usually out. Got some peanut butter wafer bars for the snack box. Some onion soup for my meatloaf. Milk, half and half, and then 2 of Marion's little smaller containers of milk. I got 2 of these honey roasted peanuts just for snacking. Some tomato sauce to try and stretch this. And then we'll have baked beans and green beans for his birthday. And then we had to get some more mayonnaise. That's all over here. And then I got some garlic bread to have with our ziti. I got some more bread, face wipes. These are the dog food I got. I like the pedigree, but they're, I mean, not pedigree. I forget which ones I always get. I forget the brand, but I like them because they have like a little lid, and it's super easy to put them back in the refrigerator, but these are cheaper, a lot cheaper. So I got these 2, and then I actually got 6 of them. So since I have 3 dogs now, they're eating them. I was trying to get a little cheaper. And also I am going to try, anyway, sorry. I'm going to try these because like 1 pouch would give all 3 of them like a little bite. I don't know. We'll see. And then I got some of these quart size bags and sandwich bags. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my groceries away. I've got to do laundry. I've got to clean my house. Super Bowl is tonight. Thank you for spending the last couple days with us. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, thank you again for all of the love you've shown to Madison. She hit 1,000 subscribers today. She is blown away. She just can't believe it. I can't believe it. But it's all because of y'all. Y'all are the best. I told her I have the best subscribers. So thank you so much for all the love you've shown her. I appreciate all the support for her. And also thank you for all your questions for the Q&A. I hope that you learned something that you didn't know. Anyway, I love you all. I appreciate you so much for being here, and we'll see you guys in the next one.